We got some fan mail, Ryan. A lot of people reaching out telling us how much they appreciate our show. We felt the need the other day to mention how there is an American bias in Europe, which seems brutally apparent. Mostly, I mean, we listed a couple of different examples, but it seems like it certainly does exist. And I mentioned that the reason being, or not the reason being, the thing that upsets me the most isn't that it happens, it's that they're not willing to admit it. And the thing that I find most interesting is that when you are guilty of doing something, generally speaking, your response to being questioned about it is not going to be calm, cool, and collected, right? You're not going to address that in a very direct, but also non-violent, non-angry way. Generally speaking, if people are guilty of something, the first thing that they do is they lash out, they defend. How dare you say that? How dare you say, how dare you imply that I'm acting this way? And the entire comment section on this video was just filled with that. So if you were to ask me, do I still believe there's an American bias? 1,000%. And these comments are the reason why. But what are some of the doozies that we got there, Ryan?
It's from our YouTube videos. Again, you can catch some of our shorter form videos, our segments on YouTube at the National Soccer Network YouTube page. So head over there, comments, or National Soccer Network TV, I should say. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This one coming from Monster 11. When someone calls football soccer, then that automatically hits the hate switch on the rest of the world. Well, I guess so, but it's really not that serious. It's just a word.
Yeah, I don't get it. And the truth is, and again, we can go through the history lesson, and I've already talked about this. Like, we got the word soccer from England. Like, this was something that they talk about, like the English schoolboys back in the day would abbreviate things, or they would add ER onto the end of words. So it was, they literally created that word. We brought it over here, so we started calling it soccer. So we got that from you guys. Okay, just so that we're clear on our history lesson. Also, we're not the only country in the world that calls it that, right? We have Australia also calls it soccer. South Africa also calls it soccer. So we're not the only ones in the world that call it that. So again, insecurity, check. Go ahead.
This is from Ken. He said, "It's the real football. The whole world calls it football. Change what you call your lame game, USA. The world is tired of your arrogance." I would also kind of say you're arrogant because you said the whole world calls it, and we have to change our name for you. So I would say there's a little bit of irony in that comment there, Ken.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, you could say. What was the last part of that comment again?
World is tired of your arrogance.
Yeah, well, the truth is that I don't understand arrogance in what perspective? Arrogance on the soccer pitch?
He's talking about
what is it that we said?
their name, where we don't change it to say football.
Well, yeah, we have a football here. And the truth is that when we bring it over to your country, we sell out a stadium. Every single time we go over to England, we sell out the stadium. You guys come out in record numbers to see our football played. Does the NFL get better ratings than the Premier League? Or is the Premier League still number one?
I think the Premier League, soccer is the most watched sport in the world, so I would imagine that it is. I wouldn't say American football is up there. I don't think the NFL's numbers are up there.
Quick Google search here.
Anyway, this is a really good one from Tolkien Fan 10. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. Why do European fans hate U.S. soccer? Because it's shite. That's why. Okay, you managed to up your game somewhat the last few years by bringing over icons such as Beckham, Rooney, Ibra, and now Messi. But all those names were in the twilight of their careers when they made it to the MLS. For the most part, the rest have been average. Reminds me of the Ibra clip when the idiot commentator, that's Hercules Gomez, asked him about Carlos Vela, trying to compare the two of them. Ibra is a legend. Vela has always been average. The truth is, MLS is an average league and is hampered by the fact that in the U.S. the game is seen as being a woman's sport, mainly because it's not an American sport, but also because the guys are not very good. But if you keep importing foreigners in, the league will improve, and in time, who knows? I think the league has constantly been on the up recently. It's always improving. Sure, they get a lot of the players at the twilight of their career, But that's
Yep.
also helped the MLS improve their game. Beckham being one of them, saying they need to implement an academy system, and they did that. Carlos
Yep.
Vela was overseas. He ultimately came
I
back.
mean, it wrong necessarily about Major League Soccer. I do think it is building. Obviously it's not one of the top leagues in the world, and I don't think it's going to be for quite some time if it is ever. So I don't think I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with what he said, but to say that it's viewed as a woman's sport, again, I'll just keep mentioning the statistic again. It's the most more kids play soccer in the United States than any other sport. And again, you can argue that, well, it's simple, it's easy. There's a reason why 3-year-olds play it. Okay, fine. But the majority of that, a lot of those players are men. And yes, we have seen significant strides from Americans in the European game. And again, with every single step, with every single player that does something, it just brings out more of this, again, this insecurity side that we see from European fans. They can't stand seeing it. They hate it. But I mean, if anything, I think that was probably the most well spelled out comment that we've had out of all of them.
The Dirty Bubble says might be the funniest video I've ever had the displeasure of watching. Well, you
Mm,
commented and still watched it, so I would
yep.
say you liked it for a little bit. Um,
Yep.
Average drummer when the best player in your league is a washed 35 plus foreigner, it kind of speaks for itself, really. Again, we're not talking about the MLS. Like these videos is about the
Yeah.
Americans getting respect in terms of them doing overseas. It has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
MLS. If you're looking
Nothing
for
at all.
respect, say its name properly. Football. Uh, first, don't call it soccer. Football. You play it with your foot. Oh, jeez. When American soccer will get respect? Question mark. Humanity will go extinct before this happens. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. Yep.
Boycott the World Cup. Well, people are still gonna watch it and come over and watch it. So,
Yeah.
oh,
Probably not going to happen.
okay. Didn't watch the video, but just by the title of the video or even your channel, I could tell what the main issue is. If you want world soccer in quotes to respect you, then start by respecting the game called football. And if you can't manage having two sports called the same, then why not rename American football something more fitting to what actually happens on the pitch? Like, I don't know, advertisement ball, easy mode rugby, or halftime break is the best
Oh,
part ball.
oh my God.
Maybe he's talking about the tush
Advertisement
push.
ball? Hold
Huh?
on. Advertisement ball? Your goddamn kits have 15 companies on them. What are you talking about, advertisement ball? Are you high right now? Advertisement ball. Name me one place in a soccer pitch where there isn't an advertisement. They're literally one of the biggest fears in American sports is that we're going to turn into that. Is that players are going to start having college uniforms, NFL uniforms. They're going to have all these advertisements all over their uniforms. They literally put one patch, a Meyer patch or whatever it was, on the Red Wings uniforms, and people lost their cookies. People absolutely lost their mind. How can you put a advertisement patch on these uniforms that have so much history behind them? Yeah, that's baloney. Looking at, here's a mirror, goddamn look in it. Advertisement ball? Okay, yeah. Rugby on easy mode. Okay, yeah. It doesn't take as much endurance as rugby does, sure. But trust me. How many rugby players have tried converting over to the NFL and have made a successful career out of it? Oh wait. No, go ahead. Because NFL organizations have tried drafting rugby players before. Name me one that's had a successful NFL career.
Jalen Hurts. Tush push.
Oh yeah, okay, that's rugby like. I'll give you that.
The tush
Yeah,
push. Josh
okay.
Allen. Tush push.
They just don't have to scrum afterwards, like once it stops, So yeah, I'm not going to disrespect rugby, but once you can name me one player that's successfully converted to play in the NFL or anywhere else, yeah, let me know, because it hasn't happened. And the Lions have tried that a few different times. So no, that's baloney. That is I want that guy on the show so we can have a little conversation with him, because yeah, that got me fired up. Anyways, you got any other ones?